Welcome, my dear friends, and thank you. Thank you for joining us for our healing vigil, which we hope to continue every evening until New Year's Eve. And it's important that we reach out to one another in love. And for those who've joined us who don't know who this strange man is, I'm Brother Sean, and I'm a member of the Teo community of Interfaith Franciscans. And it is good that you're here with us. It is good that you're willing to share your love with one another, and that we hold those who are dear to our hearts and dear to the hearts of the Goddess and the infinite source of love, who are wounded and who are hurting. So if you have a candle, I would love you to light it, and together we shall create the circle of healing light, a light that will flow from your heart and ours and touch every child of God who is wounded, who is suffering, and who may have given up hope. So we light this light in the name of all names, the Source, Allah, Jehovah, Yahweh, the Supreme, who creates life. In the name of the risen cosmic Christ, who loves life and who invites you to come and allow his love touch you. To the Spirit, who is the fire of life, and to Gaia, our beloved Earth Mother, who nurtures the divine in all life. To the Goddess energy of Magdalena, Kuan Yin, Mother Mary, Isis. They welcome us. And to all faith traditions, for they too are the children of the same God, albeit known by a different name, but they are our brothers and sisters, members of the mystical heart of a loving God. And in the name of spiritual diversity, on behalf of all my brothers and sisters of the Teo community of Interfaith Franciscans, I welcome you to this table of healing love. So let us just relax for a moment in the stillness of the silence where we are. And coming into this silence, it is the language of the Beloved speaking to our heart. And as you close your eyes, just relax and feel the tenderness and the warmth of Mother Earth as she prepares you to embrace the cosmic Christ, the divine masculine energy of God. Just be still and just focus on your in-breaths and your out-breaths. And as you breathe in their love for you. And in your out-breaths, release any tension or fear, sadness, anxiety, worry, to beloved Gaia. So let us take our first in-breath. Now let us hold this breath. And now let us release to Gaia all that weighs us down, and just relax, because you are in the presence of God. And Jesus, the barefoot Galilean, said 2,000 years ago, where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am with you. And I know he's here. You may not see him, but he sees you. So let us just be still and connect with the rhythm of our breathing, our sacred in-breaths. Let's breathe in again. Now hold it. And in your out-breaths, release a blessing to all gathered here. And let us sit back and relax in the presence of God. Because as a child of God, you're not called to be religious. You're called to receive the gifts of divine love. The Father, Mother, God only has this to say to you. Relax and embrace all that you are, for you are a beloved of God, created in the image and likeness of God. And that is the first hurdle for many, because so many today find it difficult to love themselves because of peer pressure. The needy, young girls especially, and now young boys, they look in the mirror and they don't like what they see. And many go on to ruin the gift of nature by having their physical appearance disfigured by surgery. Not because it's essential surgery, but because it's cosmetic. So they're changing the appearance that God has given them. Let us embrace who we are. For who we are is in the image and likeness of God. But many are afraid of God. Many live in fear of this deity called God because of bad education, maybe bad example, maybe scandals, maybe lack of training. But if you really want to know more about the Creator who formed you, all you have to do is use your gift of free will and ask. And ask. I want to begin by reading a beautiful prayer. And it's from Mo Tzu. What is it like when righteousness is the standard of conduct? The great do not attack the small, the strong do not attack the weak, the many do not oppress the few, the cunning do not deceive the simple, the noble do not despise the humble, the rich do not mock the poor, the young do not take from the old. Now what is it like when force becomes the standard of conduct? The great attack the small, the strong plunder the weak, the many oppress the few, the cunning deceive the simple, the noble disdain the humble, the rich mock the poor, the young take from the old. But there's a beautiful short prayer from the Quran. O ye who truly believe, seek your strength for defeating injustice and oppression in your steadfastness and prayers. Assuredly God is on the side of the steadfast in truth. And from the great spiritual teacher, the Baha'u'llah, of the Baha'i faith, a beautiful faith, be a haven for the distressed, an upholder and defender for the victim of oppression, a home for the stranger, a balm to the sufferer, a tower to the fugitive. A tower to the fugitive. Though we meet here every night, we do so out of love, not duty or guilt. And even if only one is present, well then that is good enough for my heart. For if that one person is touched by the love of God, then who am I to complain? So let us just relax in the knowledge that you are a magnificent being of light in the eyes of your Creator God, and that nothing is impossible to God. You might find that really strange, but it's truth. It is the truth, because we come to God through the heart, the gateway to your soul, the gateway to your God. And this is what the cosmic Christ says to you. And these are his words that I'm reading to you. They're not my words. I am you. Many have found me and spoken of me, but their words are misunderstood and turned into something else. You are my beloved, and here in you am I. Here in you am I. What are those words saying to you? What do you sense in your heart? The cosmic Christ only connects with the heart. Christ consciousness is heart consciousness. The dawn of the Piscean age, which we're now in, is a heart consciousness. It doesn't come to us through the mind that's infused by fear. It comes straight to the heart, your teacher. So let us relax. Let us be still. And let us listen to our heart. And His Holiness, the great Dalai Lama, says this: an optimistic attitude is the key factor for success. Right from the beginning, if you hold a pessimistic attitude, even small things may not be achieved. But he says this about the signs of success. In your daily life, as you learn more patience, more tolerance with wisdom and courage, you will see it is the true source of success. And as Christ told me many, many times when I faced failure, man's disappointment today is God's appointment for our tomorrow. Sometimes we can be locked in a mindset, as I was recently when I received some bad news. Well, not bad news, just disappointing news from my heart. I wasn't prepared for the news I received, but that was my foolishness. But all the same, God uses our foolishness and our silly ways to change things for us. And all we have to do is not to stay down in the gutter because we failed, but in our failure, turn them round into a prayer. Into a prayer. That's how I manage my depression. It's there, it doesn't go away. Some days it's deeper than others, but I just give it to God as a prayer. And I ask God to use it to help me understand the dynamics of depression. And in a strange way, in the silence, you hear the voice of the Lord speak to you. Well done, good and faithful servant. Because you've been faithful in little things and in this ordeal, I will bless you. And so it is with our disappointments. When we reach for the heavens, but we don't even get past the clouds. It's like New Year, we make resolutions, and within 24 hours they're broken. We start again. So let us come now to the circle of light. Let us see before us a Bedouin tent, yes, our spiritual home on the top of Mount Sinai, a beautiful place to be and very spiritual, and brings back many memories for me, having made many visits to Mount Sinai. But picture a Bedouin tent, and you're walking across the sand, and it's dark, but yet it's light, because the stars with Brother Sun and Sister Moon are guiding you, and you can see the lights of the candle flickering in the tent, and there we are all gathered. We are all gathered in this tent, but you have to come on this journey, and you come into the tent, and there you see 12 flames in a circle, 12 beautiful flames of light. And in the center, there is a vortex of light, a radiant light, and it calls you by your name to come into the center of the light. And you're overwhelmed by the love you feel, because your brothers and sisters who gather here are there. There's Abla, Pam, Nathan, Jen, Eleanor, Elizabeth, Miriam, Sue and Mary, and many more, and even Harry. All the people you know and love are there. And they're saying, go into the center. And you go into the center, and you're overwhelmed by the light from the vortex. And you ask, who is this? What does it represent? And suddenly you see a face, the figure of a young man in radiant light coming from the vortex. And you instantly recognize him. It is the cosmic Christ. And with him is his twin flame, Magdalena, Kuan Yin, Isis, Mother Mary, and Gaia. And they invite you to sit with them on the desert floor. And you form a circle, holding each other's hand. And you're receiving the most precious gift, the gift of healing love. And as you sit there and relax, the Christ speaks to you. And he asks you, what ails you, my child? What ails you, my beloved, whom my Father, Mother, God created in love? How can we be of service to you, O beautiful being of light? You're overwhelmed with the tears flowing, tears that represent woundedness, disappointment and failure, and fear maybe. But the love that you sense through the gift of touch is allowing you release all that has held you in bondage, in fear. And suddenly you're receiving the gift of pure love. It is the love of the cosmic Christ. And it's going to those places you need most. And the cosmic Christ is aware that you support others who need you, who drain you of your love. And he invites you to name them and bring them into the circle of love, so that they can be touched and healed and made whole and live their life to the fullest as directed by the Supreme. You are in the presence of God now. Relax. Relax. This is your time. This is your time to receive the gift of healing love, because you are a beloved, an anointed one, a child of the light. With every in-breath that you breathe, you are breathing in this surge of love. Even up through your feet, Gaia is ministering unto you. Through all of your senses, the goddess energy of Magdalena, Kuan Yin, Isis, Mother Mary is bathing you in selfless love. And now Magdalena places the cloak of love around you to protect you. And she calls on the Archangel Michael to stand by you, to protect you. And you can hear angel voices singing. They are celebrating your return to that being of love that you came into this world as. And now you are guided to stand and there is a feeling of total completeness. You feel light, you feel loved. Now you are feeling that you have been healed in your mind, in your body, and in your spirit, in the presence of Christ. And he comes to you now, and he embraces you. He puts his arms around you. He draws you to his heart, his sacred heart. And instantly there's a connection. And he anoints you on your forehead. Come, you whom my Father has blessed, and receive the kingdom prepared for you from the beginning of time. You are my beloved. Welcome home. Welcome home. Be still now. And you're escorted by Gaia from the circle to sit with your brothers and sisters, and they gather round you, and they share their love with you, because their prayers have been answered for you. So relax with your spiritual family on this, the beautiful Mount Sinai, where Enoch the prophet gave the tree of life and the Kabbalah to our brother and sister Essenes of Mount Sinai 8,000 years ago. And it's their teachings that form the bedrock of the Teo community of St. Francis. And as you look into the center, you see the vortex, and you see something else. You see your name with a message. Go free. You were born to be free. You are free. You are free. And your heart is beating so fast because you cannot find the words to describe to your brothers and sisters of what has happened. But they respect your silence because they accept that silence is the language of love used by God to heal broken hearts, and nothing is impossible for God. Absolutely nothing. Step into your power. Embrace the power of your God, and now allow that power change you and allow you become the beating heart of your God, to be the hands and the feet of the cosmic Christ, and to leave this Bedouin tent and to go across the desert floor as you're now doing, and you're bringing the light of selfless love. You are bringing the torch of Christ consciousness, heart consciousness, to the people of the world that you meet. And they will want to return with you on another night when we come back to this tent, our spiritual home, where the cosmic Christ anointed each one of us 2,000 years ago by the Red Sea with Magdalena. Rest in his love. Be at peace in this love. And you are found worthy because you are a child of God.